Have you ever felt like you were living a lie? Not a big, dramatic one, but a small, quiet one that eats away at you day by day. A lie you tell yourself about who you are, what you're capable of, or what you truly want. Today, we're going to talk about someone who did just that. His name is Sami, and his story is about finding the courage to embrace a truth that, quite literally, lit up his world. Sami lived in a town where everyone was a lamplighter. It was a proud tradition, passed down through generations. Every evening at dusk, the lamplighters would climb their ladders, their hands steady, and bring light to the cobbled streets. Sami was a lamplighter, just like his father and his father's father before him. He was good at it, too. His flame was always bright, his lamps always clean. From the outside, he was the model son, the perfect citizen. But inside, Sami was hiding a secret. He didn't love lighting lamps. In fact, he found it, well, a little dull. The routine, the predictability, the weight of expectation, it all felt like a heavy cloak he could never take off. What Sami truly loved was color, not the single, golden glow of a lamp, but the vibrant explosion of 1,000 different hues. He saw color everywhere, in the morning sky, in the petals of a wild flower pushing through the cobblestones, in the iridescent sheen of a beetle's wing. Secretly, in his small attic room, Sami was not a lamplighter. He was a painter. He would grind minerals into fine powders, mix them with oils, and create canvases that burst with life. He painted sunsets that bled purple and orange, forests so green you could almost smell the damp earth, and portraits that captured the hidden colors in people's souls. His room was a sanctuary, a world of truth hidden away from the world of duty below. The problem was, in his town, being anything other than a lamplighter was seen as strange. It was impractical. What good are colors when the night is dark? His father would say, "We need light, reliable light. That's what keeps us safe. That's our purpose." So Sami kept his passion hidden. He'd light the lamps, receive the quiet nods of approval from his neighbors, and then retreat to his attic, feeling like two different people living in one body. This double life was exhausting. During the day, he felt like a shadow of himself, just going through the motions. The joy he felt while painting was always tinged with guilt and the fear of being discovered. He started to feel like the colors on his canvases were brighter than his own life. The lie wasn't just about his job, it was about who he was. By hiding his passion, he was telling the world, and himself, that his true self wasn't good enough. One day, the town announced the annual Festival of Light. It was the most important event of the year, a celebration of the lamplighters and their vital work. This year, there was a special competition to create the most beautiful and brilliant lamp display in the town square. The winner would be honored as the master lamplighter for the entire year. The pressure on Sami was immense. Everyone expected him, the most skilled young lamplighter, to win. His father was especially excited. "This is your moment, son," he said, clapping him on the back. "Show them the strength of our family's flame." Sami just nodded, a familiar knot tightening in his stomach. The thought of creating yet another display of plain, golden light felt like a cage closing around him. He spent days trying to come up with a design, but his heart wasn't in it. His sketches were uninspired, his ideas flat. His own inner light was dimming. One night, sitting in his attic surrounded by his vibrant paintings, he felt a wave of despair wash over him. He looked at his canvases, alive with every color imaginable, and then at the single, flickering candle on his desk. And that's when the idea sparked. It was terrifying, risky, and went against everything he had ever been taught. But it was also the most honest idea he'd ever had. What if he didn't have to choose? What if he could bring his two worlds together? What if he could use his love for color to reinvent the very idea of light? For the next few weeks, Sami worked in a frenzy, his secret studio a whirlwind of activity. He didn't just polish lamps, he transformed them. Using his knowledge of pigments and how they react to heat and light, he began to craft special colored lenses and filters. He ground translucent crystals and mixed them with his paints to create panes of glass that glowed with jewel-like tones. He wasn't just preparing lamps. He was creating lanterns of breathtaking beauty. Each one was a work of art, designed to project not just light, but patterns of color. The night of the festival arrived. The town square was filled with impressive displays of bright, golden lamps, all arranged in traditional, elegant patterns. Then, it was Sammy's turn. He took a deep breath as the townsfolk watched, whispering in anticipation. His father stood in the front row, a proud, expectant smile on his face. Sammy didn't light a single, powerful beacon. Instead, with a series of ropes and pulleys he had secretly installed, he unveiled his creation. A hush fell over the crowd. Hanging in the center of the square was not a chandelier of lamps, but a magnificent mobile of colorful lanterns. There were lanterns of deep sapphire blue, fiery ruby red, and brilliant emerald green. Then, Sammy began to light them. As the flames caught, the square was transformed. Swirling patterns of color danced across the cobblestones and the faces of the stunned onlookers. A soft blue light washed over the old fountain, making the water shimmer like a midnight sea. Red and orange patterns flickered across the walls of the town hall, making it look like it was bathed in a perpetual sunset. It wasn't just light, it was a living painting made of light. For a moment, there was absolute silence. Sammy's heart pounded in his chest. He looked at his father, whose proud smile had vanished, replaced by an expression of utter shock and confusion. Some of the older lamplighters began to murmur, shaking their heads. "What is this? It's not proper light. It's a distraction." The fear that he had made a terrible mistake gripped Sammy. But then, a small child broke the silence. A little girl, who had only ever known the yellow gold of the town's lamps, pointed up at a swirling pattern of purple and pink on the ground and let out a giggle of pure delight. She ran into the middle of the square, trying to catch the colors with her hands. Soon, other children joined her, laughing and dancing in the kaleidoscope of light. Slowly, the adults started to see it too. They saw the joy on their children's faces. They looked at their familiar town, now painted in hues they had never imagined. It was still lit, still safe, but it was also beautiful, magical. The murmuring didn't stop, but its tone began to change. "I've never seen anything like it," a woman whispered. "It's beautiful," another added. Sammy's father walked slowly towards the display, his eyes wide. He looked at the colors dancing on his own hands, then up at his son, who was standing nervously by his creation. He didn't say anything for a long time. He just looked from the vibrant, living light to Sammy's face, which for the first time was not hidden by shadows, but illuminated by the very colors he had created. Finally, he spoke, his voice thick with emotion. "You didn't just bring light, Sammy," he said. "You brought wonder." Sammy didn't win the title of Master Lamplighter that night. The traditionalists couldn't bring themselves to reward such a radical departure from tradition. But he won something far more valuable. He won his freedom. He had shown his town, his father, and most importantly, himself, who he truly was. He was not just a lamplighter. He was an artist of light. From that day on, the town changed. While the traditional lamps still lit the main streets, Sammy was commissioned to create his colorful lanterns for the parks, the gardens, and the festival squares. His art didn't replace the old ways, but it added a new layer of beauty and joy to them. Other young people, inspired by his courage, started to reveal their own hidden talents. A baker who was secretly a sculptor, a seamstress who wrote poetry. Sammy's truth had lit a path for others to find their own. Sammy's story is a powerful reminder that our true purpose isn't always found in the path laid out for us. Sometimes, it's found in the secret passions we nurture in the quiet corners of our lives. Living a life of duty without passion can dim our own inner light. But when we find the courage to merge our truth with our reality, we don't just illuminate our own lives, We have the power to bring a whole new spectrum of color and wonder to the world around us. So, what's the secret passion you're hiding? What truth is waiting to light up your world? Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content that explores the power of our own inner truth. Until next time, find your colors.